Welcome to my channel today. In today's video, I am going to be talking about don't stand in your own way. Don't stand in your way. You know, we are in the last quarter of the year 2024, and there's a lot of things you want to do this year. There are things you want to achieve, but one of the things that would make you not realize your own goals, it's you. One of the things that will make you not achieve the projects, the goals, the assignments, the dreams, the things you wanted to make happen this year, it's you. So in today's video, I am going to be sharing with you four main tips, four main things you need to do in order to not stand in the way of you finishing this year strong, finishing this year successfully. So before I get into it, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe. Please like our channel, share our videos, hit subscribe at the bottom. You're going to find a button there, subscribe, share the videos. And if this is making sense to you, keep sharing the good news. Let's keep growing together. So like I said, four things that I'm going to be sharing with you today. It's the things that could help you get out of your way. And before I get to those four things, I just want us to draw an inspiration back in the good book. So let me go back to my Bible and pick a few verses from there. I go with me to the book of Luke, and I go to chapter 19, and I'll read a few verses, starting from verse 1. Jesus entered Jericho and was passing through. A man was there by the name of Zacchaeus. He was a chief tax collector and was wealthy. He wanted to see who Jesus was. But because he was too short, he could not see Jesus, as the crowd was a large crowd. So he ran ahead of the crowd. He climbed on a sycamore fig tree to see Jesus, since Jesus was going to pass that way. When Jesus reached the spot, he looked up and he said to him, "Zacchaeus, calm down. Immediately, I am going to have dinner at your home tonight." Can you believe that? You know, this guy had a mission. He had a goal. We all have goals. We all have plans. He wanted to see Jesus. I don't know what your goal is. You want to make money this year. You want to succeed. You want to get better health. You want to make better of your relationships. You have goals, just like this guy. He knew that this great guy who changes people's lives, this guy who heals, he's been hearing a lot about Jesus, and now was his opportunity, but he had a limitation. Have you been in that situation where you find out that it seems like it is your time, the time is about right, it's about your opportunity, but yet you have a limitation? You could be looking at, oh my goodness, now they are looking for people to enroll for so and so job or so and so opportunity, but I got a limitation. Maybe I didn't go to school. Maybe I have a natural, remember, some limitations are natural. Like this guy, he was short. Naturally, he was short. And if he stands behind a crowd, he can't see. Your limitation could be a natural one. Maybe you have a limitation of speech. Your limitation could be a limitation due to finances. Maybe there is an opportunity, but you did not go to school or you did not study this. You could count the things, whether be it a natural limitation or a man-made limitation. I'm going to be sharing with you 4 tips how, based on what we just read, what are some of the 4 steps you can take to deal with your limitations so that you can achieve your goal? So, like I said, if you are new to the channel, my name is Vivian Atud, and I am always glad to have you on the channel. If you're new, please like, subscribe, so that when we create great content that can help you change your life from a common sense perspective, you would be the first one to know. So tip number one is recognize your limitation. Recognize your limitation. You know, a writer said, knowing the problem is half the problem solved. I mean, don't mess around. You short. Acknowledge it. You don't have money in your pocket. You don't have it. That must be your motivation. Whatever your limitation is. I mean, when we read the good book in the Old Testament and we hear of a guy there by the name of Jabez, the Bible says his mother gave birth to him with a lot of issues, and he just named him Pain. And he lived a life of pain all his life. And this guy came to a point where he recognized that this name is a limitation to me. So when we have a problem, recognize it. I'm short. Recognize it. I did not go to school enough, or I did not study this, or I have this limitation, natural limitation, man-made limitation, financial limitation, education limitation, whatever it is. Recognize your problem. Nicodemus, or Zacchaeus that we've been talking about, he recognized that I'm short. And the first thing is understand how this limitation will affect you achieving your goal. So step number one, recognize your limitation. Step number two, analyze how it's going to affect your goal. This guy had a goal to see Jesus. He wanted to see this great guy. There is a great guy. Your favorite celebrity is coming to town. Your favorite sports star is coming to town. Your favorite, whatever, guru is coming to town. And you just want to see this guy. You want to meet this guy. And what's happening? You have a limitation. Something is going to hold you back. And he analyzed and he knew that because I'm short, and sometimes your limitation I don't have money in my account, so I'm not going to be able to buy a ticket to that sports event or whatever it is, or I'm not going to be able to go through this exam or whatever. And once you recognize how this limitation is going to impact you, that is step number two. Number one, identify your limitation. There are some limitations you did nothing about. To be short, born short, you did nothing about it. You were just born. I mean, there are some limitations that are man-made. Maybe you just born in the wrong, some people call it wrong continent. And you are like, oh my goodness, because my parents were born poor, I was born in a poor circumstance, I am not able to achieve my goal. So this limitation, you know it, that it's impacting you in way number one, number two, number three. So understanding, number one, your limitation. Number two, understand how it limits you. This guy knew that, oh my goodness, because I am short, my dream, my biggest dream of this season of seeing this guy when he comes to town, I'm not going to achieve it if I don't do anything about it. So that takes us to step number three. Number three is make up your mind. Make up your mind you're going to do something about it. I'm not going to remain in my position and mourn about, one thing this guy could have done was, just stay in his house and cry. Oh my God, I'm too short. I'm too short. I wish I were tall. I was going to see this guy. Look at the tall guys. They're all watching this guy. You can cry all what you like. It's not going to change. But you can make up your mind and say, what are my options? What are my options? What can I do? Yes, this is my limitation. I've not been putting in the hours that I'm supposed to put this year to achieve my financial goals. I only have 3 months to the end of the year. What are my options? These are my limitations. I didn't study so and so program, and now I can't get into this program or this work or this opportunity I wanted to take advantage of. What are my options? This is my situation. I don't have enough money in my bank account, and right now I can't take advantage of so and so business opportunity. What are my options? So this guy, he knew that he needs to think about his options. And when he thought about his options, one thing came to his mind. If I could position myself, if I could position myself where I am higher than these tall folks, I'm going to surely see the sky. If I could strategically position myself, and he began to map the route. Where is this guy going to pass? They said he recognized that this guy is going to walk past this particular route, and he positioned himself on that route at a higher level, knowing his limitation was height. And he realized, what if I climb a tree? What if I position myself higher than all these tall folks? Surely I will see this guy. And instead of me trying to do that right here where he is, let me run ahead of the crowd and let me position myself on the route. So when you make up your mind to strategically position yourself, opportunities are going to pass you by before the end of this year if you don't make up your mind to say, I will strategically position myself on the path where I know that I am going to deal with my limitations. I am going to strategically position myself. Your strategic position for this guy, because of his height, he needed to be on a higher platform, and he made up his mind to pick one. You need to begin to tell your mind, where do I have to position myself? Maybe you have to make a decision to go back to school. Maybe you have to make a decision to save more. Maybe you have to make a decision to deal with some personal things. Maybe you have to make a decision to pray some more. Maybe you have to make a decision to connect with. There is something you need to make a decision to do. And this is what this guy did. He realized that he has to make a decision about this. And because his limitation is height, he's going to position himself right ahead of the crowd and on a higher platform. And guess what? Step number 4. Before I get to step number 4, if you're just joining us on the channel, please like if this is making sense to you, subscribe to the channel, and I'll continue to create great content that will inspire you to take your life from one level to another from a common sense perspective. On my channel, I speak everything from a common sense perspective. I use biblical wisdom. I use daily common sense wisdom to inspire someone to take the next step. I talk on subjects that can really inspire you. So if you're new on the channel, please like, please subscribe, and share the content. If it's helping you, tell your neighbor. So let's get back to it. So step number 4, action. Action makes the difference. You can know so well what your problem is. You can understand how this problem is impacting your life. Like this guy, Zacchaeus, he knew that his height, the fact that he is short, is impacting him from seeing his biggest celebrity come to town. You can understand that all. The next thing is you can actually know what to do about it. He knew that in order for him to be able to see this guy, he has to strategically position himself on the path that this guy is going to pass through. So you can know all that. That's great. But without this final step, you're going to achieve no results. And the final step is take action. Take action. action. Do something about it. Do something about it. And what did this guy do? He went ahead of the crowd. He identified a tree that was strategically positioned on the path where this celebrity, Jesus, was going to pass through. And what did he do? He climbed on the tree and positioned himself that when this guy passes by, surely I will get a glimpse of him. And what happened? The rest is history. His dreams came through. Not only did he see this guy told him, hey boy, come down from the tree. I'm going to have dinner at your home today. I mean, sometimes when we recognize our limitations, when we analyze how these limitations are affecting our current life, when we think and begin to make up our minds that we will do something about it, and we actually do something about it, we are limitless. I mean, his goal was just to see this guy, but he got more than seeing this guy. This guy promised. Jesus said, I'm going to have dinner in your home. I mean, I don't know what has been limiting you right now from achieving your goals for this season. But one thing I want to tell you, take some time to think about it. Take some time to appreciate how this limitation is impacting your life. Whether it's a natural limitation, you were born with it like this guy, your height, your short, your speech, whatever it is that is limiting your life, there is always something you can do about it. That could make you still achieve your goal, irrespective of the limitation. The limitation might not go away. You know, sometimes you deal with some limitations and they actually go away. Sometimes, irrespective of the fact that you still have the limitation, you will still achieve your goal. Because there is some other guy that we read in the book of Chronicles by the name of Jabez. He had a limitation that was impacting his life from all dimensions. And this guy, the Bible says, he prayed to the God of heaven. And he says, God, please, can you put your hand upon me? Please, can you bless me indeed? And blessing, what does that? Enable me, help me to achieve my purpose. Bless me indeed. God, please, can you just bless me indeed? I am so limited. Can you stretch my tent? Can you stretch my tent? Can you expand me from this? I can feel my life is limited. Can you expand me? And what happened? The Bible says God answered his prayers. God answered his prayers. And what happens? And he was stretched and he fulfilled his life goal. So whatever your life objective is at this purpose in time, whatever you're thinking of, whether you want to write a new book, whether you want to start a new business, whether you want to improve or change jobs, increase your salary, ask yourself, what is stopping me? I want to earn this amount. Why am I not earning it? I want to start this new business. Why am I not starting it? What is my limitation? And when you begin to look at your limitation and begin to understand how it is impacting your life, impacting you achieving your goal, and you make up your mind and say that I am going to do something about it, and you actually do something about it, the rest will be history to you. So I hope you learned something from this video today. Thank you for joining me again on this channel. It's always a pleasure serving you. Be blessed until next time. Take care.